What if I told you that everything you believe about Roman gladiators is not just exaggerated, it's completely wrong? Step away from the Hollywood blockbusters and forget the video games for a moment. The true story of these ancient warriors is far more astonishing, haunting, and profoundly human than any fiction could ever hope to portray. Picture this. You're standing in the blazing sun of the Roman Colosseum, surrounded by 50,000 screaming spectators. The sand beneath your feet is stained with blood from previous fights. Your opponent across the arena is a trained killer, just like you. But here's the twist that will blow your mind. You might not even die today. In fact, you probably won't. Welcome to the real world of Roman gladiators, where survival wasn't just about fighting skills, but about understanding a complex system of entertainment, politics, and human psychology that kept the Roman Empire running for centuries. Let's start with the biggest myth. Gladiators were not just slaves thrown into an arena to die for entertainment. Yes, many were slaves, but others were volunteers, free Roman citizens who chose this life. Some were even celebrities, earning massive fortunes and enjoying fame that rivaled modern sports stars. Imagine being so famous that your face appeared on oil lamps sold throughout the empire, or having fans across the empire completely captivated by you despite your low social status. But why would anyone voluntarily enter such a dangerous profession? The answer reveals something fascinating about Roman society. For slaves, gladiator school offered a path to freedom and respect that existed nowhere else in their world. For free citizens drowning in debt, it provided a chance to earn enough money to completely transform their lives. Some were addicted to the thrill, the crowd's adoration, and the intoxicating rush of cheating death. The training process was absolutely brutal and would make modern military boot camp look like summer vacation. Gladiator schools, called ludus, were like prisons combined with elite athletic training facilities. Recruits practiced for hours daily with wooden weapons against posts, learning specific fighting techniques for their chosen gladiator type. Some became retiarii, fighting with nets and tridents like deadly fishermen. Others became secutores, heavily armored pursuers designed to hunt the net fighters. Each type had unique advantages, weaknesses, and fighting styles that created strategic matchups. The diet might surprise you. Gladiators ate mostly barley, beans, and vegetables. They were actually called hordearii, meaning barley eaters. This high-carb diet built a layer of fat that provided protection against cuts while maintaining the muscle mass needed for combat. Medical care was surprisingly advanced, with specialized gladiator doctors who understood trauma surgery better than most physicians of their time. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Death rates in gladiator games were much lower than popular culture suggests. Modern research indicates that only about 10 to 20% of fights ended in death. Why? Dead gladiators were expensive to replace. Training a skilled fighter took years and cost enormous amounts of money. Promoters wanted exciting fights, not wholesale slaughter. The crowd played a crucial role in determining fate. When a gladiator was defeated, the audience would signal their preference with thumbs, but not the way you think. The famous thumbs down for death might actually be historically inaccurate. Romans may have used turned thumbs to indicate mercy and hidden thumbs for death, though scholars still debate the exact gestures. The emperor had the final say, but he usually followed the crowd's wishes. A brave fighter who showed courage even in defeat often earned mercy and lived to fight another day. Cowardly fighters, however, rarely received such generosity. Successful gladiators could earn enough money to buy their freedom and retire comfortably. Some became trainers, passing their skills to the next generation. Others opened businesses or became bodyguards for wealthy Romans. A few even returned to the arena as free men because they missed the excitement and glory. The social impact of gladiatorial games was enormous. These events weren't just entertainment, they were political tools. Emperors and wealthy citizens sponsored games to gain public favor and demonstrate their power. The games reinforced Roman values of courage, discipline, and acceptance of fate, while providing a controlled outlet for the population's need for excitement and violence. But the human cost was staggering. Even with lower death rates, thousands of gladiators died over the centuries. Families were torn apart, lives destroyed, and an entire industry built around human suffering flourished. The games reflected both the heights of Roman engineering and organization and the depths of human cruelty. The end came slowly as Christianity spread across the empire. The faith's focus on human dignity and the sacredness of life made gladiatorial combat increasingly frowned upon. The last recorded games took place in the early 5th century, closing an era that had shaped Roman culture for more than 600 years. Today, archaeologists continue uncovering gladiator cemeteries, revealing new details about their lives, training, and deaths. Each skeleton tells a story of violence, survival, and the indomitable human spirit that refused to be broken even under the most extreme circumstances. The legacy of Roman gladiators lives on in our modern sports, entertainment, and understanding of human nature under pressure. Their story reminds us that behind every historical spectacle were real people with hopes, fears, and dreams of survival. What other historical truths have been twisted by popular culture? Let me know what ancient mysteries you'd like explored next.